process.
Good. That's awesome. Let's go on speaker. Let's go. We are live on Facebook, Roger. All right,
Great.
welcome. Yes, Roger wanted to start today. Higher State Solutions. Roger and Jarne are live again. So we want to talk about intention. And Roger, just start with the message and what you feel called to share right
Okay.
now.
Yes. When we were going to start this, Jarne said, okay, our subject today is intention. So what I did was I went to my writings and I went back to 2012 and I searched for the word intention. And I just got to explain this to everyone because we all operate from our consciousness and we all have it. We just access it in different ways. Everything is about mindset. Everything is about raising our consciousness continually, our awareness, so that we can own who we are, live the best lives, and create something to put into the world. Mine came through in a different way, and it came through in precisely for this time in our world. And so I can go back to pretty much anything, and people don't understand this, but I want to talk about it now because this is crazy. That doesn't make sense. But I can go in and search any word that someone or any difficulty or something that someone's have, and I can find it through all of the writings, but specifically in 2012. So I'm going to read the first one that came up, and then I'm going to discuss it because I want people to leave with a better understanding of what might be going on for them. But the message is, there is no more important thing you can do but to remain focused on your intention with anything you attempt to do. First of all, it becomes important for you to seek to know what that intention is before you begin. Then, when you have that intention in mind, to remain true to it. You will find many times in the past where you begin with a clear intention and then allow outside distractions to take you off course, so to speak. You can think of it as a dream trip you desire to take. You have the idea of the destination in mind. So therefore, whatever you need to do to arrive is of little consequence, and the journey itself is then enjoyable. That was the message, and that one was one that's most folks, it's difficult for us to accept and understand, but I'm going to explain it. We will have an idea of who we're going to become or all of that, or we have a vision of what we want to do in our lives. But then that belief that it's us, that we're supposed to do it, can be really challenging. And so what happens is we can go off. We don't stay focused on it. We have distractions that show up. So we'll do everything else under the sun except the thing that has come to us through our intuition, first of all, and then we start to see it, but will we act on it? So, but anyway, the intention behind something is far more powerful, meaning that it's energy. So if I'm clear about I'm doing something because I want my life to improve, that intention is going to manifest the correct results for me. But if I'm doing something where my intention is to steal or to take something for someone else, or I think I don't have enough, then I'm going to receive those results as well. So sometimes we can't become aware of our intentions because we've also been programmed probably to not believe them, accept them, or think that we're just making it up.
Yeah, I do relate a lot to that because I just had a few conversations in the last days, and I'm very much aware that many people, they don't know what they do and they're not aware of what they're talking about in many ways, and to let go of the need to change them, right? Because you can see sometimes things from the outside that the person who is not living intentionally their best life than the people, or like the person itself, the individuum. Yeah. So for me to learn to, I would love to give it all right away. Though sometimes people don't want to hear or they are not ready to hear what you have to share. So what can you say to this, Roger?
Well, no, I want you to, you're going to share it because you are in the perfect position now to talk about what I wanted everyone to understand. And the reason I'm going to, in my program, where I said we're going to start working on relationships, because those are the things that most of us are going to have difficulty with coming up. Our world is changing. We can all feel it. They're different. And so our ideas about who we are and all of that are changing. And other people, they're going to be changing as well. We're going to discover things about ourselves that we hadn't known. We're going to discover things about others that we hadn't known. And then what's going to come up is our judgment. Our judgment is either going to come up about who we are or who they are, whatever it might be. And when we understand that everything is energy, we're going to start to make different decisions about that because of what we want in our lives. And what we want in our lives is to become happy. And so if we're going to, and like you said, you're in the, and I'm going to let you talk about whatever you want to talk about, but you are in the perfect example now because you've been gone from your home and now you're back. And so then you're seeing things in a different way because the energies have changed in our world. They have changed within you and they have changed within your family. And that's the thing that we're all going to have to come to some sort of agreement with, or consensus, or some sort of peace within ourselves. That's what you're doing.
So what I want to have people understand is the best thing that you can ever do is to love yourself in such a way that you love yourself and others for wherever they are in their journey and whatever they decide to do in their lives or in this present moment. I think that we are all on our own way of discovering who we are, and we're all doing that in our own speed, in our own way, and sometimes even in several lifetimes. And not everyone is yet as far as you might are if you listen to this right now. As I believe the people who are listening to this, the people who are watching this, they will be attracted to that conversation because they can take certain things out. So I've been away out of Germany for 3.5 years and I came back 5 days ago. I changed my whole life around in terms of how I choose to live my life. And I became very intentional with what I'm doing, and my priority is to feel good with what I do, to align my thoughts and my actions so that I can feel and am aligned with who I am. This is something that takes patience, to practice patience, and it takes courage, because the most of the people, they do what they do, and sometimes it feels like they try to hold you down or hold you back, but they don't do this intentionally. They're just not aware of them doing this. So this is something that many people aren't aware of what they do. Many people aren't even able to watch themselves doing what they're doing. They're too busy with being in stress. They live in fear, they live in stress, and they have no chance really to calm down because the program is running the show, and the program usually is based off fear. So there's so much to come. I visited a very, very deep place, and I started recording a diary. I don't know if I told you, of videos that I record on my phone, and I want to make them available one day for people to see the journey that I'm on, to give them a more personal insight so
Mhm.
that they then can learn from my experience and how I handle certain situations. So I go a bit more in depth in that as well. And this is what I want to make available for people one day as well. Not sure when yet. I do record them intentionally for a certain period of time, and I can put them out there and then people can see it. But it's important for us to acknowledge us for who we are, for where we are at, and acknowledging others for who they are and where they are at. So, Roger.
Where we're at, I'm going to talk about that because I need people to
Mhm.
understand, because we can look at things happening in the world now and think this doesn't make any sense. And we've heard the word unprecedented so much over the last several years. This has never happened before. These things have never occurred. We can even see it in our weather. We can see it in everything that's happening in the world now. And we wonder, well,
Yeah.
why is that going on? Well, it's going on because we're all trying to become our best selves. That's really what's happening. So
Mhm.
so when you said now, we have to understand this is a very different time in our world. So people are going to be experiencing something that they've never done. Some people are awakening to things within them that they never knew they had or expected, or all of that. Some people are in incredible amount of fear because they think the world's going to end. That's not happening, but that's how it feels because of the energies that are going on. And I say it's not going to happen unless we do what follow through with our intention, because every person has something they were given to bring to the world that could cause them to be wonderful and happy and all of that, and then add that energy to the world. We will come, awakening is understanding that you are an essential part of the world. That's why you were born, and understand that you accomplish that energetically. And those and that it's through the choices that we make every day about how we choose to think about
Mhm.
ourselves and how we
Yeah.
choose to think about others. That's what we're doing.
It's such a key. I'm really on the hot spot right now. I feel that I'm really working through
Mm.
judgments. I work through old triggers, old patterns within myself and within the family, my ancestral line.
Mhm.
And it really
Mm.
takes courage to do what you're doing,
Mhm.
to be who you are, and to name certain things. And then again, if there are different ways of living, people choose to go along different paths,
Mhm.
to still be compassionate, to still find peace, but also to be okay with being alone, spending time by ourselves, reflecting on what is it that we want, what
Mhm.
type of life do we want to live, what energizes me and what is draining me, right? The people that I'm surrounded by, do they uplift me or do they drain me?
Mhm.
Like, and then being very intentional with who we spend our time with, to what degree are we spending the time with certain people, or in what manner, how much, and how much time do we invest in ourselves to become better. Like for me, it is about being better now than I have been a minute ago, a second ago. Like every moment is a chance for me to choose to be better, to be more compassionate, to be more kind. And then every moment that is challenging, okay, wow, why is it
Mhm.
challenging for me? Mm.
Um, you're no, you're. I'm going to talk. We'll kind of round it out with this because I want everybody to understand this. Next week, when I told you I'm going to be on vacation, it's because I have family members coming from out of town. I haven't seen them in years, and in person anyway. And we've done things online, but being in person is going to be a little different experience. And they're going
Mhm.
to have very different ideas and beliefs than what I hold now, and they're not the same as what they were when I was younger and when we were all a different family. And so, so I have to make a choice, and my intention is going to be I have to have a good time. And me having a good time is moving over whatever ideas, beliefs that they may hold that I don't agree with, and say, okay, great, have that, but I'm going to have a good time, because having a good time means loving who I am and believing in who I am. And
Yeah.
and the more people come to understand that, we will start to see these gentle shifts happen in our world, but we've got to start first within ourselves. And I'm saying that because a lot of people won't want to look, and I understand that, because I've been talking about some subjects recently that people will just say, no, we can't talk about that. We don't want to look at the old stuff. And we can't, if we don't look at the old stuff, we can't get the new stuff. We can't become live incredible lives if we're not willing to uncover what we didn't understand about who we were, what we judged about ourselves, and all of that. Because any judgment, any self-judgment that we have is self-defeating also. And that's a one that's really challenging for us to come to, but we will.
Yeah, this is a beautiful intention that you set there, because it is about our own happiness. And the moment
Yes.
that we are happy and we do what's right for us, what feels right for us, and really truly feels good
Mhm.
from a soul perspective, like we're
Yes.
living on purpose, right? You as a intuitive life purpose coach, you know what I'm talking about there. And then I think every time we don't feel good,
Mhm.
we're not on purpose.
Right.
Probably not. Because no matter how horrible the situation might be,
Mhm.
something in us is, okay, wow, it's not comfortable, but I'm still on purpose. So I
Mhm.
can somehow deal with the struggle in a different way. And I know that everyone has to deal with relationship challenges,
Mhm.
I'd say. And to conquer those challenges requires courage to do what you want to do
Mhm.
and to allow others to do the same without expecting them to be a certain way, expecting the best no matter what the best might be for all, is being compassionate and actually having the overview about the whole situation. And then we
But
have to leave, yeah, our ego behind.
you're talking about that was just wonderful what you just said. But it's this higher level of understanding that we don't always get there, and it's taken me decades to even understand what you just said. So I'm glad that you said it. And I'm saying that because we can't judge ourselves by how long it takes us to come to understand our importance and what
Mm-hmm.
we're here in the world to do.
It is the path that we choose
Mm-hmm.
to live. And yeah, it's been challenging for me being that aware.
That's why you're there.
That's why I'm there
Yes.
or here or
Yes.
here.
Or
It's
here.
just beautiful. Or there and here. So
Exactly.
yeah, it's been beautiful. So intentional living makes things easier, and you learn to really attract what you want to attract. Because if you don't set intentions, if you just live out of a program, you're probably not in the moment. You're probably not designing the life that you want to design for yourself. And you maybe even make yourself a victim from your circumstances rather than actually controlling yourself in a way that no matter what is happening outside of yourself is okay the way it is. And you are in alignment with who you are, and you can make the decisions that are in alignment with who you are.
Yes. And again, that's going to be that's all really great, everything you're saying, but I want everyone to understand that the next bit of time, as the movements keep happening in our world, that they're going to be confronted with things that are going to probably be uncomfortable, especially people who have been people pleasers. I'm going to speak to them first of all. People who have been people pleasers their entire lives and are going to be confronted with things like, wait a minute, I can't do that anymore. I have to really own who I am. I really have to speak my truth. I really have to do it. And that's going to come up. And so that intention, when you have that feeling, say, yes, I have to do this. It might take me a little while, but if I want
Mhm.
to love myself, I have to also own my voice and do it in a way that it's not going to put anyone else down, but it's going to just honor who I am. And there's never
Mhm.
anything that's wrong with doing that if we do it in a loving way. And that's what we're all going to be tasked with doing over these next several months.
Love that. Things come up. Things will come up for everyone. And
Yes.
speak your truth. Like you don't have, if you come from a place of honesty and being in integrity with yourself, then you can speak your truth always. If you're not intent to hurt, to harm, right? If you don't hate, then you can speak your truth always. Learn to communicate your truth in a way that is healthy, because people will receive your message always. And they might be triggered, they may not receive it with, I don't know, they might try to reject it, but though some part of them is receiving your message. And the moment that you speak your truth and you stay true to who you are, you will feel empowered and energized in moving forward. And it's very liberating to do that. It sets you free. Like you lose yourself from the change and from the chain that is surrounding you. And this is something, the word develop in German means entwickeln. It is entwickeln. Wickeln is like something you put around something. So
Mhm.
entwickeln is to redo, as if I am surrounded by a string, right? And I
Mhm.
entwickel, I free myself from that
Mhm.
string. I entwickel the string. I develop myself to become brighter, to become free, basically. I don't know if I made the point right now, but it's such a
Yeah.
powerful word
Yeah.
to use, because people are, it's like prison. Some people feel like prison within their own skin because they
Mhm.
are not doing what they love doing. And they do things they in their own that they don't like. And this is something that we're here to change.
Yep. That's what we're up to.
Cool.
That's that should we'll and then we'll do more on the our next little chat. We'll do more.
We will. Is there anything we want to leave the people with?
Oh, adjust that on August 1st. I'm doing a challenge session. So since this is being
Mhm.
streamed, it's going to be a powerful day. It's a full moon. And everything that we're talking about now will come up during that time. And I want people to understand, because we can either go into like a lot of fear and craziness, or we can
Mhm.
create incredible life, because the energy is available for that. And the information that will come through on that day will be helpful for everyone. So I want people to really show up for that, which they can register on my website. They can find that.
Awesome. Yeah, universal solutions, universal
Mhm.
knowledge. You know, there are people who find a problem for every solution, and there are people who find solutions for every problem.
Mhm.
So if you look to get solutions that you can apply in your life, no matter what topic it is about, business, finances, health, relationships, really your spiritual self, you will get those informations in the live channeling sessions always. So your last development program is what Roger has developed, where I'm part of doing some live meditations, some mindfulness sessions, and some more to come for sure as well. Thanks for watching. Next time we want to talk about intuition, I think was it.
Perfect. Yeah,
So
that would be good.
intuition,
Yeah.
if you don't know what your intuition is, I really didn't knew. My mom said, listen to your intuition. I'm like, your intuition is in your heart, she said to me. So she's a wise woman, she is. Um, and I'm like, wow, to find that balance between the brain, the thinking brain, and the feeling that comes from the heart has been very challenging. And I didn't really knew how to listen to my intuition, but it is basically listening to God. So if you're interested in listening to God, then dial in the next conversation.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Thank you very much. Jan and Roger are very, very grateful. Check out rogerburnley.com. You will find access to the channeling session over there. And yeah, my YouTube account is Healing Magic 27 right now. Much love, peace, and see you soon.